ですか。
Faceless is a film set in Japan about a boy named Keiichi Kaburagi who just at 18 gets sentenced to death for a crime he didn't do.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey there, tomorrow people. BenyTeeJ here. Ending music by KVO Star. You know where to find it. So where were we? In the first few scenes of the movie, we see Kaburagi using a shank to cut his own tongue. Off the bat, no foreplay. Out the gate, but that scene is crazy. The amount of mental strength it takes to do something like that, gotta give the man his props.
In all honesty, it's the biggest.
His plan successfully works, and the guards choose to rush him to the hospital in an ambulance. All goes according to plan, and he is able to escape. Not without putting up a bit of a fight, of course. Let's pause here a bit. What I love about these first few scenes is that it doesn't clearly state whether or not Kabu, which is what I'll call him, deal with it, is innocent or not. It's left up to the audience to come up with a narrative. On one hand, you could say he's guilty of whatever crime, because he just cut up the inside of his tongue and mouth. He definitely has a few screws loose. But on the other hand, you could just say he's innocent and crazy, because even after being put in an ambulance that surely has sharp objects around, he chose not to kill anyone. Maybe a couple bruises from the scuffle, but no long-term damage in the end. Alright, unpause. Actually, we'll skip forward a bit. In this scene, we see Kabu being portrayed as the killer. Another masterfully crafted scene that brings up the same question. Is Kabu innocent? Now I want you to remember this scene. We'll come back to it later. In the movie, the media portrays Kabu as this dark and sinister individual in the beginning. And for a hot minute, had me fooled that I was in for a Parasite level plot twist. Thankfully, I was proven wrong. Great movie, but holy moly, bro really crashed out in the end. Over time, through the movie, you see the pictures of Kabu on the police wall. One important detail to notice is that each photo represents how Kabu felt during his vacation. From the first photo, we see he's at his lowest point. His skin looks quite frankly dirty.
Sick!
Hair unkept. Posture is that of a future gamer. Like seriously. Bro, you would seriously think he was a serial killer. And we see how in the next, his face slowly starts to gain color. His hair is vibrant, but he still feels contained and still walks like he's Igor. During the final photo, we see now he looks like a K-pop star. His hair is healthy, has its natural black color. He finally doesn't look like that fish off SpongeBob and stands and looks straight. During his stay in Tokyo, Kabu was able to reconnect with his best friend Sayaka, who at the beginning shed tears while giving a statement that she didn't know Kabu at all. Over time, she gets a growing suspicion that Nasu, the alias Kabu is using, is actually Kaburagi. Oh my gosh, who would have guessed? One thing you're gonna realize throughout this entire movie, this man gonna put makeup on everything except that noticeable and that pimple.
Who are you?
Like, bro, just put makeup over it. But chooses only to confront him about it when a Takashi 6'9" human rat of a reporter calls out that Kabu is inside.
Oh shit! A rat!
Pushed to the end of their short reunion, Sayaka chooses to give Kabu hope by her strong-headedly saying that Kabu is innocent. And another time, Kabu would have broken down. With police fast approaching, he had to hide. Skipping the suspenseful search scene.
Walt, I don't know, man. You've been seeming sus lately.
The police captain and lead investigator Seigo, who put Kabu in prison in the first place, leaves the apartment only to rush back in and confront Kabu with his partner. In a standoff with Kabu having a knife and Seigo having a gun, Sayaka is the one to give him an opening. Taking the chance, Kabu jumps from what looks like 2 to 3 floors, Kobe, onto a car roof, which, just like Dying Light tells us, reduces fall damage. Still hurt from the fall though, Kabu was somehow able to escape the police once again. At this point, he got to be half shinobi. Takashi ain't got nothing on this man. Kabu, after getting away, hasn't just been living life, but has been trying to get the location of Kisoko, the lady whose mind became shattered after witnessing a hellish sight, and also his only hope for clearing his name. During his time as Nasu, he was able to figure out where Kisoko's sister worked, and being an open ear for the troubles of a middle-aged woman, and having connections with people who also believe in him, he's able to successfully get the location of Kisoko. Pause here. One thing we realize from this endeavor is that Kabu is very calculative and smart. Realize that he has, while trying to get Kisoko location, been on the run for 300 Bombaras-clad days. A feat like that makes you realize why the police so desperately want to catch him. It's a slap in the face to have your adversary damn near doing the gritty while being on the run. Continuing on, thanks to a picture from his co-worker Sakai, Kabu's location is exposed. Realizing he doesn't have time, Kabu uses Sakai as a hostage, under her permission of course, in order to buy him more time. Still though, a knife is pushing him. Now I want you to know, TP, you can subscribe and like please, you know what I'm saying, it really helps the channel. Anyways, that there will be a lot of pauses from here on out, because the climax leaves us with a lot more questions and answers that either lead to asking more questions or leave your brain working overtime. So the first scene I wanted to talk about is when Kabu asks Sakai to go on live so Kisoko can expose the truth of what happened. As during this time, the face of the real killer, who Kabu recognized off the bat, was revealed on TV after killing another family with a similar weapon and pattern. Remember this scene? Because of what he saw, Kisoko finds it hard to remember, but thanks to Kabu we get to see what really happened, which was as Kabu said. Him and Kisoko saw the killer face, and in Kabu trying to help, if you call it that, he incriminated himself by touching a murder weapon.
Oh my god,
like,
bro.
What did bro think was gonna happen? The lady's neck was sliced open. There is nothing you can do to help her. Why are you trying to touch the murder weapon? Idiot. Another important note is that Seigo, the lead investigator, always had doubts as to whether Kabu did the crime, due to his superior's reasoning, which was that, you know what I'm saying, we gotta stop the Wyans from crashing out, and confronting the real killer, who boldly stated that he's not a copycat killer of Kaburagi. Real quick, I don't know what this superior really thought, like, if the Wyans gonna crash out, they gonna crash out. Ain't nothing stopping them. Insinuating either he's lying, or this is the copycat, this is the real killer who I'm talking about. Insinuating either he's lying, which wouldn't make sense for a man who just murdered a family, or he's actually the killer. And just when we, the audience, think that he's going to admit he did the crime, he asks for cake. What is this Family Guy ass scene? Almost got you. Almost got you. A great scene that brings audiences to the screen and gives the illusions that they're right there, as you feel the silent anger and guilt in Seigo. Back to this scene, as Kisoko is about to essentially absolve Kabu of his crimes, the power gets cut off, the live gets shut down, and Seigo and the SWAT team, who were pressured by their superiors, enter the building. Kabu, on his last leg, would rather die than once again let the people who were supposed to protect his life play with his life once more. So after charging with a knife, he gets shot, and we're led to believe that he's dead. But he's alive, just in prison. So in this scene, it wasn't Seigo that shot him, but Seigo's partner. Just like Kabu, young and youthful, after being put in a situation with high stress, does the first thing that comes to mind without thinking. Two people, two different scenarios, but both with the intention to help at least the people getting hurt. One involves themselves, the other someone else. After everything goes down, Seigo, deciding to do the right thing instead of following his superior's order, publicly announces that they're reopening Kabu's case, while also stating that they'll talk more in the next public interview, making it so that his boss, who always talks about public interest and reputation, doesn't fire him. You know, a popular term that people like to say a lot is that I don't get paid enough for this. And yes, it is true. No matter what country you're in, a lot of times you just don't get paid enough to put up with the nonsense at your job, especially when it's dealing with customer service and people, because people just stupid. But when it comes to being a police officer, whether the pay is bad or not, don't go into that career choice with that same mindset. Just playing with people's lives, all to appease the public and victims' families, is sick. The last scene I want to talk about is a scene where Seigo asks Kabu why he ran. Kabu essentially said he wanted to live happily and was fighting to live happily every day. From getting his first job, even if it was a terrible construction job, to drinking for the first time. All these little things made him want to fight for his life. In my opinion though, I don't even think there needed to be a reason for him running. This was something you didn't do at 18 and sentenced to death? You really don't need a reason. You cut up my tongue too. I mean, maybe not cut up my tongue. Maybe I cut off a finger and say I got coronavirus. Bro, I mean, who isn't going on the run? Especially if they got the chance. Like, come on, man. Dumbass question. Raw, next question.
That I'm very sorry and I apologize for the inconvenience of me not giving a fuck!
Now, if you're wondering what happened to Kabu, then I'm sorry. But the title does explain itself. I mean, it doesn't really, but I really urge you to watch this movie. While it is gruesome in more ways than one, it is a movie about hope and fighting against all odds. That doesn't feel like a copy of the same formula, but instead a different spice to it. Also, I'm not saying the movie doesn't have its odd cases, like how was Sayaka not arrested, but the pros, at least in my opinion, heavily outweigh the cons. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe, for the like button shine like the sun. For the comment of the day, who's a better getaway artist? Black Zetsu or Kaburagi? Stay safe, stay blessed, stay ahead of the rest. See you tomorrow, people. Peace out.